really excited and very honored to introduce our next speaker. Sri Dharma Mittra is a yoga teacher and yoga master. He is the head of the Dharma Yoga Center in New York. He's been teaching since 1967, and he began teaching after a decade as a brahmachari, which is a spiritual disciple of his guru, Sri Swami Kailashananda. Dharma Mittra created the Master Yoga Chart of 908 postures, which is very famous and hangs in ashrams and yoga studios all over the world. I had the pleasure of taking his yoga class yesterday evening after all of these festivities were done, and I was very moved. It's very rare to be in the presence of somebody who carries so much just mindfulness and presence and awareness in everything that he does. So please warmly join me in welcoming Sri Dharma Mittra.
It is really a pleasure to be here. It is a great opportunity to share some of the knowledge and some of the experience to you. Because only knowledge will relieve the pain and suffering. All right, we're going to start with the Om. The original Om is like, There is no way to explain. Some of the scientists now, the astronomers, they are trying, one of them found out the cause of the Big Bang. He came with the answer. I think it's a humming sound, because they cannot go beyond the movables. They came with, that's good. In the beginning was the word. All right, let's do Close all your senses and become everything. Find yourselves everywhere, oh God. May the Lord bestow upon us the fruit of knowledge. May we acquire the energy, the blessing to realize the knowledges. May we cherish no ill feelings towards each other. Om Shanti Shanti. I've been dealing with yoga for the past 60 years. Lots of pain, suffering, delusion. But I came out with one thing. I usually follow the first step of yoga, the Ashtanga yoga, the 8 steps of yoga. I realized that yama and niyama is the foundation, especially yama. All religion has the ethical rules, right? Thou shalt not hurt, harm, or take the happiness of any living beings. That is beyond our pets, too. The compassion nowadays go only up to our pets, right? After the pets, you see them as food. Your compassion is not good yet. Your compassion must go beyond the pets. We must be extremely respectful, reverent, compassionate to all beings, no matter who. You know, one of the psychic powers comes to you Some senses of perception will become available for you. You'll be able to sense, if you believe in God, you'll be able to sense the presence of God. If you don't believe in God, the forces. Did you see the movie Star Wars? There is a nice guy in the latest movie. I feel the presence of the forces. This was a nice guy. Maybe he was already vegetarian. Keeping the ethical rules, and then you'll be able to sense God's manifestation in His subtle form. That is the power of compassion. And then when you sense the presence of the forces, you have more enthusiasm, you become more spiritual, you become, thirsty for liberation, to find out what is ahead of you? Who are you? So compassion is amazing. Let your compassion go beyond your pets. And to be together is the best thing. Our aura is made of thoughts, vibration. Become one. And then unconsciously, psychically, we share our thoughts. We become one thought. And then with our thoughts, we may change the world. Here, a little knowledge for you. With technology today, it's so easy to explain what we really are. You have to, if you want to be happy, you have to believe or pretend that you believe. We are like a cell phone set. According to your age, to the time you came to existence, you have your own personality. For example, I am Verizon. You are Motorola. Some of you here are set from the 1970s, this big. So, all the cell phones nowadays depends on what? The signals from the satellite. Can you see them here? Subtle, the self, God. Without the self-consciousness, the nectar of intelligence, there is no life. The cell phone cannot work. When you go to sleep, why you experience void? Because all your ego, your personal things disappear. Not the self. The signal is still there. God, consciousness. We are a portion of God. According to the psychics and the scriptures, a portion of God, subtler than an atom, a portion of this intelligence, became the living soul of all beings, dwelling in the right side of your heart as the inmost self. So we are the Almighty One. But when we have our ego there, you separate that. But you have to realize from the cell phone that we are the signal. Cell phone needs replacement. Look at me, I need a replacement soon. The cell phone is getting mushy, old. So I believe 100% sure there is reincarnation. If you don't accept reincarnation, you might be in terrible pain, in fear. We have to experience everything. The meaning of life is to experience everything. So we need different sets to experience everything. What about unconditional love of God who created everything? If there is no reincarnation, what about the cavemen? Came here just to become dinner for dinosaurs? They will never have a chance to evolve, to come to yoga class, to use iPhone, to become civilized, and to be after self-realization. That is unfair. What about many of you here maybe want to be a boy instead of a lady, right? So next life you have a chance. I did lots of bodybuilding. I would like to be like short nigger. But I born bow legs, flat head in the north of Brazil. No gyms available. No gyms, no any teacher. Maybe next life I'll get the right body, right place, right country. You see, everything. So be nice to all beings, to your guests, to your pets. You understand? And then you'll be able to avoid bad karma. In next life, you may be prevented or slowed down to satisfy your desires. So we are the signal, not the self-thought. I realize that according to the scriptures, many things we realize, there is only one without a second. Before the Big Bang, nothing, right? There is only one without a second. I realize since the signals, let's say the signals has no sense of perception to enjoy anything, so God is very tricky. He used us to rejoice in Him Himself. So this consciousness that is passing through you is God Himself. Rejoice in Him Himself. But He's not identified with it. You understand? So, if you read the script, you're going to hear something like this. Everything, God. Everything is in me, but I am not in you. Of course, identified with the body and the mind. So we are this eternal portion of God. When you get self-realized, you realize really that you are the signal. That's the end of pain and suffering and delusion. After self-realization is the beginning of what? To experience amazing thing in a subtle form. Even here in the material plane, right? When I come back here next life, 40, 50 years from now, I'll be teaching where? In space station. All the nations going to be together. Everybody going to be ethically civilized. Of course, you become a vegetarian. And then no need for the first 2 steps of yoga. I don't have to teach yama anymore because everybody's nice to each other. What for? Respectful. What about niyama? Did you ever hear about Swami Gugu Ananda? Gugu. Swami Gugananda online is better than my guru. He gets the answers very fast. My guru asks something to him, he keeps mumbling, oh, you have to do 3 more months of karma yoga and then I'll tell you. And Swami Gugananda going to be amazing next life, a few years from now. You have all the knowledge, everything available for you. All these are part of the Almighty One technology so that we feel more comfortable. So, peace starts within you. Be nice to your guest. Yoga for the householder, to be nice to your pets, to your guests, and be obedient to your teacher. We're going to do something now to improve your psychic abilities. But the most powerful one, compassion. Love everyone, even those who do not love you, but keep the distance. Let's say I love you, but if you come here, start breaking my iPhone, kicking my leg, with all my love, 911 for you. So, as soon as you become normal, we hug each other again. So everything, here's something that you should meditate upon. Everything is God in a lower manifestation for those who cannot see it. So God showed to you in a physical form. So yoga is to activate your pituitary gland. Pituitary gland is the sixth sense. If you keep your compassion, you can sense subtle thing, spiritual thing. When you sense them, you become enthusiastic about it. And then you are steady with your practice because you become obedient to your teacher. And then success. All right, let's do the next. You're going to use your hands for some breathing. You have to fold the middle finger, ring finger, and the middle finger and the index finger. Ring and thumb is to hand your nostril. Okay? Let's do a breathing combined with pranayama, with a mantra, the most efficient purifier pranayama. Okay? You're going to inhale naturally, about 3 seconds through the left, and then exhale 3 seconds to the right, inhale through the right, 3 seconds or so, exhale through the left. I'll repeat the mantra mentally for you. The mantra means I am God of the forces, and the forces is me. All right. Block the right nostril. Inhale through your left. Hum through your right. Sa through your right. Inhale. So. Hum. Do you understand now? Hum, sa, so, hum. Let's try again. Left. Hum, inhaling. Sa, exhaling. Inhaling. So, hum. Continue. Hum, sa, so, hum, hum, sa, so, hum, hum, sa, so, hum. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, hum, sa, so, hum, hum, sa, so, hum. Hands down. Did you memorize it? We have here a slide. I don't know where is the slide. If you have the iPhone, right? You may take picture and do it at home. Is the next one with the Hamsa. Who is that old man over there? Could you go to the next? That's the mantra. Soham Hamsa. This is powerful. It purifies your nerves, purifies your psychic channels. We have 350,000 of them at least to carry from where? From the Supreme Self, carries intelligence, pranas to your chakras. The chakras are like software in your body. Organs and glands near them are controlled by them. Now we're going to do only Hamsa. This is amazing, powerful. You're going to use the movements of your fingers to do it. Every time you inhale, you mentally, you repeat Hum, Sa, Hum, Sa. You understand? Put your hands down. Do it mentally. I'll say loud, but you do it mentally. Inhaling, hum, sa, hum, sa, hum, sa, hum, sa, hum, sa, hum, sa. Look at my hands. Hum, sa, hum, sa, hum, sa. One more. Hum, sa. Okay. By doing this mantra and become extremely compassionate to all beings, you change yourselves. Same attracts same. This is a law, a divine law. It is truth. When you go to pick up your children in school, you may see there 4 groups of children. All the actives are here, playing basketball, can't stop screaming. On the other corner, we find all the other children there, all the shy ones. On the other side, another group of teenagers, smoking pot behind the tree. Same attracts same. And the last group, the other teenagers over there, all the horny ones, kissing, hugging. If you want to attract a nice person to you, people to you, a nice spouse, you better do one thing first. Straighten yourselves first. And then you attract someone just like you. And now, whoever comes in contact to you is affected by your peace, your joy. You don't have to come to do anything about peace. You're already unconsciously spreading peace. All right, let's do another sound to stimulate your psychic channels. You make a humming sound like a female honeybee. Not okay? With the palm of your hand, you're going to block your ears. You press on your ears. By controlling the pressure, you'll be able to find out which part is the loudest one. So you keep it the loudest one. Let's do one very long. Inhale deep. Hands down. Last one. Inhale. Going to do a powerful one too, vibrator pranayama. You're going to use the index and middle to press the eyeball back. You squeeze your eyes like this and press it back, and the thumb is to block your ears. You're going to inhale and press your thumb against your ear hole and push the eyeballs back. And hold your breath. You're going to see a yellowish light. You understand? When I say out, automatically exhale, you bring your arms down. Let's hold it for about 7 to 10 seconds. Inhale, hold the breath and press. Breathe out, arms down. If you have eyelashes, be careful. Press the eyeball, the mid of the eyeball back. Squeeze your eyes, press. You see a yellowish light. This is not psych powers yet. If you go to your dog and press his eye, he'll see the light too. All right, one more. Press your ears, and then you hear inner sounds. Inhale and hold. Breathe out. Arms down. What about happiness? Right? If you don't have anything ahead of you, you don't feel good. Let's say next weekend is terrible. You have to work, you don't have nothing to do, terrible, you're not in good health, you don't see anything, you already feel bad. You're already feeling not well. Children, if you say to them, all right, next weekend we're going to Disneyland, they're already happy. They are 99% sure it's going to happen. So they are happy, more obedient to mommy, right? If you realize what is ahead of you when you become unconscious, the process of dying, you become unconscious and find yourself in this place. If you are willing to go to heaven, you find this place in the locus. You enjoy felicity. But in most cases, you are back here. If you have good karma, you're doing well with your friends and pets, don't you worry. You join your loved ones again. You're born in the right family, right country, right place. Even right blue planet. Did you ever hear saw the Hubble telescope pictures? You gotta see pictures of another solar system with all the planets. One of them was blue too. What that means? Some beings there, maybe cavemen, maybe ahead of us 10,000 years ago, ahead. iPhone would be out of date there already. Yoga only the last 2 steps. What's ahead of you, even if you come to this planet, is amazing. It is predicted by some psychics. We're going to a hell now for another 10, 20 years, but they're going to settle. Pollution going to stop. All the seasons are going to be back to normal way. There will be harmony in the planet, and technology will bring us really comfort. Right? Everybody be vegetarian, everybody be really nice to each other. What about 2 generations from now? Amazing, right? You'll be able to do yoga around the moon, be space station there. If you can afford, there is one in Mars. You get there in 1 hour. All this is what is ahead of you. This may interfere with your religion, especially with mine. I was born Catholic, but I shop around. I sneak into the Buddha, into the Buddha Sutras, yoga, everything, and I add a few things there. Without good health and without some knowledge, how can you enjoy life? Now here comes another thing that brings you happiness. You become peaceful. You must accept the laws of karma. Everything that is happening has a perfect reason why it is happening. Why you're suffering. Go in meditation, find out. Unless you volunteer. Some people born here pass through pain, volunteer to pass through pain in order to help someone or a cause. But why did you born short? You want to be taller. There might be some reason. In previous life, you were very tall. You were very tall and very arrogant. Now you're born very short to learn the lesson. It's not God punishing you. At the time you are passing away, there is a higher self here. You may notice a little bit of it. One that's always like this, watching you, what you are doing. You know what you should do, what you should not do. But you don't worry about it. So there is a higher self that sees everything you have done. He is the one who determines where you're going to born, where maybe you should go to heaven, or what kind of body, family, country, everything where you should be. Everything perfect for your spiritual progress. Why the aliens don't land here? They have powerful telescopes. Before you land any place, you have to see what's going on, right? They zoom into the McDonald's. That's it. Not yet. They have technology to, dying to share with us. But with this mentality here, the people are not ready yet. They want to give us the secret of the flying saucers. And then the way we are acting here right now in this planet, McDonald's going to get one, go to their planets, and get some alien here, take to the Amazon to raise them, to put between the buns for you. I I think the McDonald's are hiring someone to get rid of me already. So you have lots of things ahead of you. Whatever is happening to you, you have to cope with it. Otherwise, you're going to repeat and be content and happy. All right, let's do one more exercise for you. This is like meditation now. Did you ever hear about the chakras? They are along the spine. The first one about here. Lum. What are the? Could you put the picture with all these chakras for me? Is the next one. The next one. There is one more with the chakra. Now you go backward. I think in the beginning of the slides. Oh, almost there. Yeah, that one. That's how the chakras really looks like. If you're psychic, if you're really good psychic with good perception, you may notice there are divisions in them. The first one divided in about 4. That represents the psych channels, the main psych channels that is represented by the petals. But in reality, it's like that. And computers cannot describe. The lines are so fine, so subtle. They are like software in this computer. Organs and glands are controlled by them. The breathing is like this. You're going to inhale mentally. You follow your breath from the first chakra, Muladhara chakra. Inhale all the way up spine to the top chakra. And then you exhale back to Muladhara chakra. And the next one, inhale from there again, Muladhara chakra up to the second chakra, the orange chakra. And the next breathing going to be from the orange chakra up to the yellow chakra, Manipura. And the next from here to the heart chakra, the green. And then from here to the blue. And from here to the pituitary gland, or down here, deep in the base of your brain. And the last one, you inhale up, conclude. All right, let's sit quietly. Straight your spine. The breathing is like the way you are breathing right now, about 3 or 4 seconds. In, out. All right, breathe out completely from the red. Inhale up and back to the red. Again, inhale up, back to the orange. From the orange, inhale up, back to the yellow. From the yellow up, back to the green, heart chakra. From the heart chakra, inhale up, back to the blue, throat. From the blue, inhale up, back to the base of your brain. From the base of your brain, inhale up, conclude it. Open your eyes. Did you memorize that? The first one, red to red. The second, red to orange. Orange to yellow. Yellow to green. Green to blue. Blue to the indigo. And then inhale up, conclude. You may do a few sets of it. You sit down quietly and follow the breath. Remember, your attention must move. It is your attention that will attract the best that's supposed to move, to go. If you are doing this, but you are deep worrying about your boyfriend, all the prana are going to hit the boyfriend and miss the chakras. Like some people go to the church, right? They are in the church doing all the prayers perfectly, but the eyes are looking at other people, how they dress. So you miss God and displace your energy. So, attention. Meditation doesn't mean only to be sitting like this. It's to be self-controlled. Let's say you're worrying about finding out about reincarnation, right? According to your condition, to the age of your soul, you'll be able to see that it is important to find out. And then you have enthusiasm. And then you're always worrying about it. You sit quietly and keep trying to figure it out. Why? And then one day, that's it, realization. You have to reflect upon the knowledge. Everyone nowadays can get knowledge online. What's the point if you don't know the meaning? If you don't know the meaning, you have to reflect upon it. I'll give you an example. One day I was worried about what is the cause of the notion of time. I usually, when I go to sleep, is not trying to be unconscious, just the other way around. I try to relax, and then I'll put something that I want to find out. And then I am busy trying to find out what is the cause of the notions of time. And then you came ego. Ego. When you came to existence, right? As soon as you came to existence, ego. Now you see there, you see here, the senses of perception. The ego is made of extremely subtle senses of perception. You can sense, what is this? My iPhone is talking. You can sense your ego, right? I sense my ego, you see? You need senses of perception in order to sense the ego. And then you have the notion of time, the movables. The 5 causes of pain is, the first one, identification with whatever you became conscious when you came to existence. The second, they say, is the ego, but causes the first. And then since we are not resting in our own nature, the self, a portion of God, don't need happiness from the senses here. Right? When you set everything into silence, bliss absolute. As soon as you came to existence, we are identified with the body. And then we have to rely on happiness from outside. Let's say from myself. 10% of my happiness is from food. The other 40% teaching yoga. The other 10% is from pets. I have about 30 pets at home. Children, only 10%. One is nice, the other one is giving problem, not much happy. And then comes what? I look in the mirror, I'm not happy with the body anymore. I have 0% from the body. And then you go to your bank account. I was very sad today. My wife is moving around with my money. If you have a nice car, cell phone, high-definition TV, I have Segway, I enjoy a smart car, add another 20%. As I know, by experience, as you are getting old, all these will be gone. Very soon you don't find me here anymore. Very soon I lose my driver's license. Last week I ran 2 red lights. I lose my life, that's gone. Next year you're expecting me here. Where is Dharma? And then Veronica find me in the Burger King. Oh, I forgot I was vegan. And then Veronica don't bring me here anymore. That's gone. The postures, every year I lose 1 or 2 poses. 5 years from now, only 1 pose will be left. Shavasana. All this pain and suffering only for those who are identified with the body. But if you realize reincarnation is self, you become happy as you get old because you're getting near, very close to a new body. In a few more years, I'll be here, young and nice. And then I found all of you here mushy and old. And I am so young and nice. So keep your compassion. Do this breathing here. I keep spilling. Keep your breathing. Hum, sa. You understand? This hum, sa is powerful. Sit in a chair. You and the forces become one. I am God, God I am. Hum, sa. If you pay attention, it triggers divine attention to you. Is your own higher self. That is what? Exceeding bliss. Bliss. But don't attach to bliss. It goes away. So, if it goes away, don't worry, because we are busy. As soon as you are inactive, it goes back again. You're always flowing there. We still have bad karma passing through. Sometimes it prevents the bliss to flow through you. But don't worry, it is already there. Find a nice teacher, one that is compassionate to all beings, vegetarian, and then be obedient to them. If you see someone that God manifests a little more than you, listen to them. There are all levels. And then gradually you reach the essence of yoga. The essence of yoga can only be imparted psychically. At the end of your journey, you tune your mind with your teacher. And then from there you get the last one. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Be receptive to the grace of God. All this technique is not religion, just to improve your health and your mental abilities. And then you shoot it to Jesus, to Buddha, to whoever you like. If you want to be a president, you want to be a nice husband, it helps. You become a better president, a better politician. If you're healthy, full of love, you become the best anywhere. Thank you for listening. Now the last word is from E.T. I want to go home.